I've got a story I want to tell you. We need to spend some time. I got to talk to you about something. Welcome, by the way, to the new little studio space here. I'll show you around sometime. There's been a lot of chatter around here. We've been talking a lot about just what's happened in the world of social media, social networking, kind of the information we share, how we share it, who we share it with, why we share things. And, I want to talk about that because I think it's really, it's interesting and it's important. I want to talk to you about something one of my business mentors threw out. It really kind of grabbed my imagination. I thought maybe it would feel the same for you and strike you in the same way. Anyways, let's spin the intro, let's get this thing started and jump right in, okay? Let's do this.
Ready, set, let's go, let it go!
Okay, so I love stories, you love stories, everybody loves stories. Right from the time we're little kids until we're old fogies sitting around talking about how, you know, our body doesn't work and, you know, how everything is falling apart. Everybody loves stories. What is a story? To me, a story is more than just like a list of names and places and dates and times. There's a point. There's a perspective, there's a narrative, there's something about all of those things that make a story different than just a list of details. The story gives a context, and the context gives a meaning to all of those images and ideas, and the point is the story. I think everybody could take a piece of this away as it comes to this whole idea of social media networking and what we share. Every piece of content that you create should add value to somebody's life. It could solve a problem. It could address a struggle or an issue. Maybe it helps them figure something out, or it inspires them, or it moves them in some way. I think it's great to be thinking about your viewers, your friends, your family, your fans, whoever you happen to be. What's the common theme to all of that? Having a story, telling a story through an image, through a song, through a post, through whatever it is that you're sharing. Have a point, have a perspective, and share that. By way of example, I've been traveling for a number of months, a lot, and I got back here to where I live, and I went for a walk in my neighborhood, and I'm just looking at things, looking at rocks and pathways and flowers that are in bloom and trees and fountains and animals. Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna play it for you. And then we'll talk about it. That video was just shot on my phone and my GoPro. Nothing really fancy. You know, when we're telling a story and you know that you want to tell something, you know, take the time to even just have fun telling that shot. You know, a lot of people, well, okay, let's be honest, a lot of people film like this, which is ridiculous, because then they upload it and it's got these bars on the side and that's ridiculous. So of course you're gonna like be filming like this, but you know, a lot of people might just like grab their phone and they might just like move it around way too fast, or it's always right here. Have fun with the perspective on what you see, you know, like if it's about the cobblestone path that you're walking on, take your phone, hold it down at the level of your feet. Do some pans that are nice and slow across things. I shoved the GoPro into the flowers so that I could film myself looking back with the little sun flare off behind up above my head. It's like, have fun thinking about your shots, thinking about how you want to present the information and the story. We need to start trusting our voice and making sure that the things that we share actually have a point. Like, I just wanted to celebrate the fact that I live in a beautiful place, and I didn't want to use words. I could have wandered down the street and talked into my camera and said, oh, look at the beautiful flowers or whatever. I kind of just wanted to get out of the way. I was just observing, and my eyes were taking it in, and my ears were taking in the sounds, you know, of a seagull flying overhead, or the sound of the fountain. And I I just wanted to kind of get out of the way and share that moment. It was beautiful, and I was aware that it was beautiful, and I was thankful that I lived in a beautiful place. If that's the story. I think maybe one of the reasons people don't take the time to really share their story and their perspective is that they think they don't have one, or that they think their voice isn't important enough, or that they're not interesting enough. You know, I do these creative storytelling projects with communities and schools and people, hundreds of people, thousands of people, sometimes every single year. It's the common element no matter where I go. If I say what's great about where you live, lots of times people say nothing. What do you love about living here? Oh, nothing. What should I go see? No, there's nothing to see. What we think is normal, somebody else is going to find amazing. All of these images that I just shared, they're like within maybe 3 blocks of my house. There's deer just eating grass. You know, there's 3 or 4 of them on this lawn just eating grass. That happens all the time. You see them all the time. But for somebody else, having deer just walking around your neighborhood, that would be unbelievable. That would be really amazing. For me, it's just normal. But I've realized like there's something really powerful about that, sharing your story. And you doing that actually has value. I think a lot of times we pass off our perspective because we said, well, anybody could see that. Anybody could say that. Anybody. No. No, they couldn't, and they wouldn't, and they don't. Because you and I, we see things in our life because of our experiences, because of who we are, our education and experiences and interests and hobbies and things we've done for a job and the people that we know and whatever. All of those things impact and inform our perspective on the world. And when we share that, we encourage other people to maybe start looking at life or their life or the world around them in a way that they've never considered before. For me, as a musician, oftentimes when I'm walking around a thing like that, I'll hear music, I'll hear melodies. Or for this video, I heard this little melody. I'm gonna pop over to the piano here. So I hear, what did I hear? No, it really matters to me where I'm playing that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the low register. I just heard this tiny little. Have fun thinking about how you'd like to tell your story and share it. Worst case scenario, you post less content because you take more time thinking about the story that you want to share, and that is not a problem. Nobody is waking up in the morning going, I wonder why Rick isn't posting you know, as many pictures of coffee and spaghetti and flowers and birds as, you know, he used to. People love stories from when we're little to when we're old. So be a storyteller. Trust your story. Trust your perspective. Trust that what you have to say about this world is important. That it's valuable. That you are valuable because you are. Know that when you invest in your own story and you share that perspective, whether you mean to or not, you encourage others around you to do the same. Your friends, your family, the people that your viewers that you're sharing your story with are going to be inspired and encouraged to value their own life, their own experience, and share that with others. If you have any comments or questions, of course, leave them in the comment section below. I hope you're having a fabulous summer, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
Ready, set, let's go, let it go!